All right, I want to do a quick review on this Garmin inReach Messenger. So I've been looking for kind of mainly an emergency notification type system for me to be able to take with me if I am out hunting, if I'm camping alone, if I'm snowboarding the backcountry, anything like that where I might run into some difficulty where I'm not going to be receiving cell coverage. I wanted something like this. I also wanted something like this for when I normally take my family out camping. If we're gonna do hiking together or hunting or something like that, where I'm gonna go away from them for the day, the afternoon, I like there to be some way for us to communicate. And typically where we're out camping in the middle of nowhere, there's not cell service for either of us. And so if me and my wife have one of these, it makes it effortless for us to communicate back and forth. And it just adds that extra peace of mind. So I like that you can communicate, and there's the SOS functionality if you happen to get yourself into some trouble. Now I was looking at this versus I believe it's called the inReach 2 or something like that. I believe it's called the inReach 2. It's an orange version of this. It's smaller, has a little antenna on it. It's the standard version. This is the newer version, or just a different type of product, but it's a newer product. That inReach Mini 2 has been around for a while. This is a different product. It's a little bit cheaper than the other product they have, the orange one. And then I was going back and forth between those. So I knew the other inReach one, the Mini 2, I knew that had been around for a while. I knew people with that. It seemed to have really good reviews. So I wasn't sure why this one was cheaper and seemed to do a lot of the same things. Then I kind of, after doing a lot more research, got the sense that they kind of made this for a different demographic. They made the other one to be kind of your all-around rugged outdoor one. You're going out in the wilderness, you want to be able to communicate in some way, shape, and form. That's the way you can do it. This is more for the casual adventurer, I guess you could say, where you're in service sometimes you go out of service. You can seamlessly transfer back and forth using the Garmin inReach app to be able to message loved ones, track your progress, where you are, be able to send that information to them, etc. And so I was going back and forth. I almost got the inReach Mini 2, but then after looking at all the specs of both of these, I ended up settling on this for two reasons. The first reason is that this just has twice as much battery life as the other one is. It's a larger unit by a little bit, not tons. I'll open this up for you. You can see unit right here, my hand. It's not like a super big unit at all. It's not very thick. So it's not too much different in size, but the battery length lasts almost twice as long, 28 days versus roughly 13 or 14 days for the other inReach Mini 2, which either one of those is a long time. It's longer than I plan to be out, but I like that there's the extra battery life on this. In addition to that, along, I guess you could say with that, with the extra battery life, you can actually use this to charge your phone as a backup battery. And so I figured that as long as I get more battery life from this, and if my phone dies, which is the primary way of communicating, you can use this, but it's more difficult. It's easier to use your app. You can give your phone some more juice, you can charge it back up and be able to use it. I'm going to be throwing either of these, whether it's the Mini 2 or this, in my bag. So having it look cool or having the added functionality of a little spot for you to put a carabiner on it didn't make too much sense for me, and so I purchased this for those two main reasons. It had all the same features, a longer battery life, could also charge my phone in an emergency situation, and was just a little bit easier interface to use than the inReach Mini 2. Now the inReach Mini 2 can use the same app this does. A lot of people don't even know that. They think they have to use the on-screen menu to scroll through each letter to get their message sent out. Not true. You can actually use the same app you use with this with the inReach Mini 2, so the app shouldn't be a main consideration, but if you're looking for something great to communicate with when you're not in cell reception, I highly recommend one of these, especially, like I said, for me to get one for myself, one for my wife. That way, when we're both without service separated, she has the kids back at the campsite, I can send messages back and forth to her, make sure they're okay, they can make sure I'm okay, etc. So check out this new inReach Messenger, save a little bit of money, have a little bit more battery life, and grab this one instead.